Alright, we're here with Elesh Norn, Grand Cenobite. I've played all the other Elesh Norns, but I hadn't really played the original in the command zone. Now it does cost 7, which is pretty steep, and I'm also not really running any mana ramp, right? I have Springleaf Drum, these two dudes, and then Oketra's Monument, but other than that, I think the looming threat of this on turn, 7 is good enough as is, and then, the deck can kind of just win without this by just playing a bunch of, curved out creatures. Just mono-white, beatdown style stuff, right? Disruption with, Thalia, Mana Tithe, Reprieve, and stuff like that. Swords of Plowshares, obviously. Dirty card. And then, the top end is a little but I really like the Convoke cards. So you got the Knight Errant and Venerated Loxodon. These are decent. Oketra's one of the weirdest commanders ever, and even in your deck, it's probably weirder. I thought about just putting this here, but it's just weird because it costs 5, and then after that point, you're not really making 4/4s unless you draw more creatures, because you've probably cast most of your hand already. So you're not getting that much value out of this. It's oh, look at all these 1-drops I have, but you don't really get to poop them out that well. But at least with this, everything I've already cast is really nice. Now, there's not too many things that get super punished by having -2/-2 from the opponent's side, but the disparity between the 4 stat difference that wasn't there a second ago is pretty huge, right? Your 1/1 is a 3/3, your opponent's 5/5 is a 3/3, so it trades. So that it's pretty good at shrinking moderately sized stuff, but there's a lot of stuff where it's not that exciting to shrink on your opponent's end. Killing mana dorks and stuff is great, but it doesn't kill them in time. It kills them way too late. But I don't know. I like Elesh Norn. I'm in the mood for it. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's see how this does. Maybe on the draw, keeping a hand with Reprieve is a waste of time. Okay, maybe not. Got Mana Tithe. Maybe all is undone. Yes. Well, I like Giver, but the rest of this hand is not great. I don't want to go to 6, though. Duress doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it just takes the Bank Buster. That's fair. Mana Tithe is kind of useless now, but it wasn't that strong as it is anyways. Alright, we need to play against people that don't have signets. That's kind of what we need to do. And that's not seeming to be the case. Alright, well, I'll Mana Tithe anything, because I have to. Wow, they actually just ran into Mana Tithe. My opponent duressed me. You saw that. Kaya is problematic. Actually, this is probably the best matchup my opponent could ask for, because Black-White usually has an armada of sweepers and stuff. They can just sort of laugh at you as you play things and then die. Because they have 12 board wipes. So I'm not feeling too confident about this one. And there's a lot of removal spells as well. I'm not going to swing. Oh, alright. That's awesome. Elesh Norn. Wandering Emperor is a pretty good 4. Okay, my opponent just doesn't have... I think I'm just going to leave up Wandering Emperor. I'm not going to boast, and I'm not going to do anything else. Alright, well that's not a sweeper, but it just catapults them into the next universe here, unfortunately. Let's put it on that. It's got Vigilance. I'm not really sure if I can respect anything. But I guess they are dead anyways, so there's no reason to play another creature. Like, they're just dead if they don't have one of their 14 board wipes. They didn't have it. Wow. Alright, that's kind of crazy. My opponent actually mulliganed down to 6, right? So they mulliganed twice. And they just didn't have it. That's, Alright, well, we have the most broken card in the game. Hard to pass that up. Also have an actual curve. Look at that. 1, 2, 3? What kind of deck am I playing? Oh my goodness. Tasha, really? Tasha, I've played against Tasha in Tier 1. Tasha makes it so I can't swing, right? Whenever a creature attacks you or Tasha. Alright, so I can't really swing that much? Which is kind of horrendously bad for me. I need to play this so I have Adeline as indestructible, which is moderately important. I don't know how to beat Tasha, though. It's not coming in next turn. I swing for a bunch, and then we have to deal with Tasha. Adeline is pretty large, so that's pretty nice, I guess. Okay. I can two-shot Tasha with Adeline. Okay, guess that was a thought-provoking turn. I don't know how or why, but such is my opponents. So I play this, and again, all my 1/1s just sort of die, so I can't really use them. Oh, I actually got to play a creature, right. A creature this turn kills Tasha. Okay, so they don't actually get that much. Oh, and the token gets past the Tasha thing. Okay, so this wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. This was not nearly as bad. If they choose... Okay. I can't sack the spirit anyways. Okay. I guess this? I need 10 creatures for that, though. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'm just doing this. Of course, my opponent has the one thing that does me in here, unfortunately. Can I... Should I? No, I couldn't. Okay, I could not. I could not. Tasha does not save them. They need yet another board wipe. Alright, so we win then. That's huge. Huge! We actually beat the Tasha minus counter thing, which is kind of insane to me. I guess that one. Wow, we beat Tasha playing pretty much exclusively 1 toughness creatures because Adeline is completely disgusting. And it happens to keep the token past it just the way it stacks, right? Oh, it's an Elesh Norn match-off, but except my opponent's the one that's really good. Really much better, more betterer. However, we have plenty of time. This hand is not great. This hand is weird. I like weird. Weird is nice. You... Skrelv's Hive is interesting. How do you get the lifelink? They have to have like 3 poison or whatever. Also, apparently Resplendent Angel is like 40 bucks, which I would have never have guessed. I would have never have guessed that card was worth that much. Could have fooled me. I don't have an answer to Elesh Norn, and it is a 4/7, so that is annoying. Okay, Vanishing Light's surprising. What do you even take here? What? Huh? Did they misclick? Did they really not want to die to poison? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Yeah, so you're going through LCI. Yeah, it's so crazy. It got reprinted, I guess, so everyone's excited they can actually play it. Okay, the Spellbinder has no targets, or Spellbinder. My opponent literally just gave me Resplendent Angel. I don't understand. My opponent also, this turn, just didn't cast their commander. Everything my opponent is doing is just, like, destroying my mind. Okay, so it can't be blocked. So I have to use this on my Angel. And then I swing with you, and you to flip this Legion's Landing. I mean, you might as well block the Toxic. You O-ringed a Toxic token, so I'm sure there's some kind of logic here that I'm not mentally participating in. One more land, and I actually get to cast Elesh Norn too. Maybe I shouldn't have played that Tithe Taker. Maybe just making a token was better. Enters the battlefield. Okay. Rumor Gatherer. Okay, that's a card that was not on my radar. I might want that. I'm learning so much. Learning so much. Okay, we have Elesh Norn, so unless they have Reprieve, we just sort of win. Alright, we probably just win. Yep. Unless they had, like, Reprieve or something. Swords to Plowshares would have done it too, kind of, but, like, that's sort of fine given the situation. More competitive decks, which is surprising, because this doesn't feel very competitive. I've said that a few times already, and I guess I'm categorically wrong. Okay. Is this just a -2? This seems like the weakest Liliana. It was. Wow, yeah, this seems like a really... If ever this card was going to be not very good, that is a time where it's not very good. Turn 1, Liliana the Veil. Must be nice. Opponent has removal. Of course they do. Swords of Plowshare is not looking very useful. I could get rid of a land instead, but I'm going to get rid of Swords of Plowshares. Mana Tithe. Not very useful. Well, I mean, Mana Tithe is going to go bye-bye car here in a second. I won't even have it, but I don't imagine it was doing much. Opponent actually got rid of Blood in the Snow. That's interesting. Okay, here, there. Dark Ritual is just such a stupid card. I guess I name Crux of Fate, so I don't just lose. I will draw right now, because I can hit a land, which would be moderately useful. Okay, well, they need 2 mana. This isn't enough for Crux. They need another land. And then I think I just win because of Teferi's Protection. Okay. I guess I crew? No, I don't crew. I just swing. And then they block the Peacekeeper, so they have Crux mana, and then they're just dead to Teferi's protection. Wait a minute. Yes. Okay. No reason to do anything. Oops. Yeah. And the best part about that is my opponent knew that was my top deck. Man, they scooped so fast. That's insane. They scooped before they even barely saw the card on the stack. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so great. Yes. Oh, man. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. Wow, already at 4 wins. We're blasting. Maybe this is tier 1. It definitely does not feel like it, though. We literally beat a Dark Ritual Liliana of the Veil. That is, you know, if ever that card was good, that's, I guess, where it would be amazing. But I'm still, like, kind of not super big on it, Liliana of the Veil. I like the other one. The one that, like, shrinks stuff and has, like, an emblem that, like, does cool stuff. Not to say Liliana of the Veil is bad, it's just, not super sold on it. Ooh, alright, I mean, I like Reprieve, but I don't like the hand. Okay, that's a lot better. Hopefully, this Esper Sentinel draws 14 cards, would be great. I think I'm actually going to play this in Boon, see what happens. Wait, what? What? Okay, sure. That's weird. I guess they had to cast it on something for the turn. It was like, had to. Just the weirdest decision I've seen in a while there, in my opinion. I just didn't anticipate that. Soul Partition, I have 2 kind of ways to attack their commander. Sort of. Yeah, I guess I do that, right? It's kind of weird, but so be it. Maybe I do? What if I, like, attacked this treasure to... Oh, that feels so stupid, though. Okay, I'm just gonna pass. That just feels really dumb. Alright, well, I guess their commander is just untouchable. It does make you see my hand. Like, they can see the cards in my hand, which is problematic for me. Alright, well, this has no anything else to do anyways, so let's just go here. And then I just go to my next step and then, like, I don't know. Lose the game anyways. For the love of Christ. Okay. Yeah, I think we're screwed here. There's just too much. There's way too much. Elesh Norn doesn't even do it anyways. 5, 6... Yeah, it doesn't even do it anyways. Ancient Copper Dragon. That's an odd decision. That is actually a really odd decision. I don't know why they played that. That's weird. I guess I am in top deck mode. It just seems really, really weird to me. Okay, both of these are not... Like, the Spellbinder doesn't actually stop anything. So it's just not that great here. Let's put this on you. This gives flying, right? So whatever I put it on can just block the copper dragon. And I don't really have an attack past that. Ugh, I'm getting stonewalled by like 2 cards. Oh, jeez. So I can just cast my commander and then cast it again later? I don't really have a choice. Like, I just have to do that. Makes sense to me, at least. I think they could have played the banner and their counterspell at the same time there. They didn't have to actually keep it in hand. It's kind of funny. Okay. Something's telling me that favors me, but who knows? Feels like it does. So play this. And then Griff's Boon my Architect. Yep. Notably, the token doesn't swing, which I guess is nice. But they have a lot of ways to... there's a lot of draws they can just find. All their spells are, like, free. I just need them to not have, like, a giant draw spell or something. That's what I really need to avoid. Nice. Alright. I did not think I was going to win that. Chromium... Chromium cannot be countered. Okay. Let's keep that. Chromium cannot be countered. I guess I boast again? I'm not really interested in leaving up Reprieve this turn. I'd rather Reprieve Chromium, to be honest with you. Okay. Not the best. Do I leave up Reprieve now? Probably. Opponent didn't do anything. So, not even a Wandering Emperor. Opponent just didn't do anything at all. Okay. Interesting. Opponent didn't do anything again. Okay. Yeah. Just go to combat. See what's going on here. Alright, well, they... Okay. Let's play this. It's like a parked creature for later. Like, it just sits there and doesn't do much. Oh, I guess I should have played it first. I respect its Spell Pierce. I don't know. Reprieving their commander is not that important, because I don't think this matchup cares about that. Okay, they Dark Ritual... Cyclonic Rift. Alright, let's reprieve that. Because they can't recast it. Wow. Reprieve too strong. Crazy. Which is unfortunate. Giver of Runes could be extremely strong, though. Battalion. 2 other creatures. Alright, so that's not something I have to concern myself with. Thalia is also something I don't have to concern myself with. Thalia can also play Mox Amber because it's a 2-mana legendary, which is problematic, sort of, kind of. I've got nothing. Alright. The tax is a little annoying, but I guess it's not the end of the world. Come on. Really? Oh, it's so degenerate. Well, 3-3. My opponent has Adeline in their hand. The Skyclave has... The Skyclave probably just has to kill Adeline. Opponent is pretty stumped. They named Skyclave, makes sense to me. I think. Well, you don't have any attacks. Nykthos is a good draw. I don't really have to play it right now, though. Is Nykthos do it next turn if I play this? I'd have, Okay, I'll just play this then. It discounts my Elesh Norn. Whereas this doesn't without more stuff in play, right? I need more. Alright. Obviously can't give them Adeline. Okay, that's a draw. I think I will Skyclave now. Because I have Elesh Norn coming up. I think this makes sense. Let's name... Or let's target the Mox Amber. Because nothing in play matters. In setting my opponent back makes a lot of sense to me, so... Could also just play this too, huh? Why not? Let's play this. Let's do that. I like it. It makes a 1-1. It's still a 4-4. I'm spending my mana. Oh, Mana Tithe. No! No! Oh, that's so sad. Alright. Alpha Strike is alpha'd. Let's play it safe and just chump. Take as little as possible here. Yes! Alright, we did it. My opponent sees the writing on the wall. Alright, we took out the cards that I think either never came up because they're just not... Like Farewell and the other X March Sweeper Mirror Token thing, and added some mana rocks to maybe get to Elesh Norn a bit faster, and just have that as like a looming threat, because this is basically a Farewell anyways. Let's try that. It's like slightly less creature dense, but I think the trade-off is kind of worth it. Smothering Tithe might be the next thing to come out here as well, because I'm not doing much past 4 mana anyways, right? These have Convoke. In fact, really the only thing that costs more than 4 is my commander. So this could probably just be a normal mana rock, like a Key to the Archive or something. It's not how you spell Key to the Archive at all, is it? Okay. Look at that. Big brain. Let's see how that works. So I think this triggers off of my Skrell's Hive, so I don't feel like I have to hold the speaker for 12 turns. Not that I probably would anyways. I don't think. Okay, Mutavolt's decent, I guess. But yeah, this should be a card draw engine. I think this sets up as drawing 2 cards a turn. Unless I'm big tripping. Alright, I don't have a real attack, I don't think. I don't know if the trade is ideal. Especially when I have, like, you know, this. Whoa! Wait, how do you get colorless? I don't know, find out. That is a card, and it's got text on it. Eldrazi Displacer. You need colorless, so they must have a bunch of mana rocks. I mean, it makes sense. Flickering certain things in their deck is pretty good. Okay, I'm not convinced I have to Restoration this. I'd rather Restoration something else. Opponent, just grab a Plains. There's nothing else to do here. There you go. There you go. Alright, we have a build your own Phyrexian arena. Because I'm actually losing life. I don't have an attack. Alright, so we're just sort of staring at each other here. My commander's obviously better, but it's not saying much if I can't get it in play. Is it better? I don't know. That's debatable. Maybe it isn't just straight up better. Maybe I'm being hyperbolic. Do I soul partition? Okay, yeah. Super, super, super good. Alright. Well, we have the best card in the game, coupled with a Manative, which is nice. Would have loved to have been on the draw so I get the Cold Steel Heart in play, but nope. What does this do? Alright, 1-drop Central. Love it. Yep. Got nothing. I have to at least try to Manative this. And I guess I play Adeline, but I think Peacekeeper makes sense given the situation currently. I want to stop getting hit as well, and maybe stop my opponent from playing a card next turn. I guess Swords? Yeah, let's take the Swords, I don't know. Swords means my Adeline ain't doing much, though. So that's unfortunate. They could hold the Swords for 10 years. That works as well. I guess this. Alright. They just trade off the pump spell. They 2-for-1 themselves. I'll definitely take that. Swords is still sitting there, though, unfortunately. Let's play... If I play Adeline, it dies, but if I don't play Adeline, I don't block. And that's also not great. But I think this is slightly better. Oh, that Swords of Plowshare is just so annoying. Alright, I guess I just pass? Leave up a 1-1? Okay, I make a token now. And then this voice doesn't die to Elesh Norn, unfortunately. Yeah, that's actually really unfortunate. Wait, what? Okay. Okay. You got it. I don't really know what that was about. That seems really weird to me. But I don't have an answer to this voice, unfortunately. Yeah, this voice is gonna kill me. Well, maybe not. Day of Judgment. Oh, that feels so bad, but maybe I don't have a choice. Spellbinder. Actually, I kind of need this Spellbinder. Alright, I don't have a choice here. If they don't fly, their commander doesn't do much. They don't have devotion, they don't have creatures that go with it, and we just sit here with this. There's a lot of creatures they can't play. I will turn this Iron Crag into an equipment. I guess. But yeah, this is a huge clock. I think I'm just going to run this out because they're at like 34. So why not? Yeah. Nice. We did it. We just had to blow up that flyer and we got there. Elesh Norn just hoses the other strategies like this. Love to see it. So I could have swung with Elesh Norn, and if they blocked, I guess I could have dealt 4 to the voice. So maybe going to combat first just made sense. But there's also the chance they didn't block anyways, and we found a line that worked regardless. Okay, so I like this a lot more than I did to start. Like, the mana, the rocks just felt like it was worth it to get to Elesh Norn, instead of just playing a normal mono white 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop kill you. You're like, it kind of felt different to have this just sort of more in more games, right? Because I'm able to actually cast it with all the rocks and stuff. Because otherwise, you probably just want like Adeline in your command zone. I'm sure that would pitch you against tougher opponents, right? So that probably comes with a price, I would assume. Although I did play against Adeline decks, so I don't know. There were a lot of mono white matchups and a lot of smaller creature matchups, which I'm not usually seeing too many of them, but I guess this commander puts you against them. And if we're going to consistently gauge how good a commander is, you probably have to gauge what you were expected to play against. And if you're expected to play against a third of, or your third of your opponents are playing something similar, then it would make sense to race into Elesh Norn so you hose their board, right? If the game puts you against Emoti and Atali all day, then it doesn't really matter, right? Then you're probably taking these out and running more creatures and beating your opponent to death, but I only played against Atali once, so he is in the pool of opponents, potentially. Probably not as heavy, maybe. I'm not really sure how it works. They're not going to explain it. I'm going to complain about it every opportunity I can until they explain it. Until they elaborate the point weighing system of how you're pitted against what. But this is definitely a commander that does really care about what it's playing against. So a dead middle version of this to like have a consistent Elesh Norn while also a decent curve is probably around here. There are some 2s and 3s I'm not playing that are pretty popular, but I felt like this was just a happy medium, right? You can play slightly more defensive creatures because you have this at some point, and then your slightly on the defense creatures suddenly are like extremely lethal because everything's huge. And your opponent severely struggles to block everything because all of their stuff is small. So, Elesh Norn as is pretty solid. It also has the chance to hose mana dorks. Does it hose them in time? Not usually, but I think it's something to consider if you are running mana rocks, because then you can maybe get here before their mana dorks actually do anything crazy. Mana Tithe is just a really good card. I'm like wishy-washy. Obviously, top decking this turn 12 is terrible, but in your opener, this probably always does something. Right? Same with Reprieve. Reprieve always does something. In fact, I think the 2 times I had cast this, it won me the game. Mana Tithe, I think the 2 or 3 times I cast this, it won me the game. So yeah, it's either feels bad for the opponent and they scoop, or it was just devastating to have it get Mana Tithe because, you Mana Tithe like a Cyclonic Rift, and they're like, oh, then, my 7 mana spell just got blasted by your splashed mana that you weren't even going to use anyways, which is funny. You can run the Nykthos artifact in here, probably, because there are a lot of basically everything is kind of a permanent with mana cost in it, right? So racing Devotion is something you can do here. I do feel like Devotion is possible. This is a monoed color deck. If you don't put it here, I don't know where you're putting it, right? So you could maybe splash some more double white spells, right? Like, you could probably put in twice as many, probably, and just get the Nykthos and the other Nykthos to explode and have that line. But as it stood, I like this. I recommend it. It does play very different from the other Elesh Norn, right? The one that the EDH overlords thought was too powerful and needed to be banned on the spot, like Lutri. It wound up being kind of like, eh. Not the 4 mana one. This one is This one is cool. Yeah, I think, you know what? I think all three Elesh Norns play very different. I think all of the decks can look different. Um, this one's probably just, play all the one drops ever. And then this one is like, play whatever you want and then hose your opponent's board. And then the other one is play all the double enter the battlefield effect stuff. So all of them play kind of different. It's kind of cool, actually. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this list. If you want to see something, you have ideas for me, like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, see you next time. Thanks for watching.